Hi guys, this is a tutorial of how to find and use the GHC databases. So you'll see here I'm at the GHC website. Go over to Quick Links, Library, and then search and find, hover over that, go down to databases listed by subject, and then you'll see there are like topics for different classes. Go down to literature for our class, and then you'll come to this page. And these over here are the databases that I recommend for this class, with the exception of eLibrary. I'm not too familiar with that one. Academic Search Complete is pretty good. ProQuest is better. Granger's World of Poetry also has some good stuff sometimes, but it can be hard to use. I'll show you how to use all three of these. So I'm going to start with ProQuest because I think it works the best. Go here. You'll be prompted to log in. Let's see if it prompts me. No, I already am logged in. So you'll be prompted to log in if you're using this service from off campus. Now, I don't know if you're familiar with what the databases actually are or why I'm asking you to use them. I want to say a little bit about that before I actually show you how to use ProQuest. So let's say you're doing research for an essay about Sonnet 20 by Shakespeare. That's the Master Mistress sonnet. Now you can go to Google, like we do, and you can put in, Shakespeare Sonnet 20, and probably you'll get Wikipedia, SparkNotes, some other stuff, and then you will actually get some journal articles about it eventually. You'll get academic journal articles that will come up in your search, but when you try to actually access those, you'll get like a few words, but you won't get access to the whole article. You'll have to pay, or you'll have to subscribe or log in or something like that. And you don't need to pay for academic research if you already have a library that you have access to that allows you to access that academic research, like ours does. So our library subscribes to these databases like ProQuest and Academic Search Premier and all these other databases that you can use for various classes. And the databases search academic research that you would otherwise have to pay for. They search it and then they give you access to it. And so these databases are a paid service that the library subscribes to, and you have access to them as a student here. But if you weren't a student here, you would not have access to them. I don't know if that makes sense, but essentially you can get things in the databases that you can't get in Google, or you can get them in Google, but you can't actually access them without logging in and paying and subscribing and things like that. So this is the reason I'm having you use the databases rather than just letting you use like whatever search engine you want to use, not to be cruel or weird or something, but because you won't be able to access the same kinds of high quality materials for a research essay. And this class focuses on research writing and research essays, so I want you to learn how to like do it right and find high quality stuff. So anyway, enough preamble about why you should use the databases. This is ProQuest. You can see that up here. I already mentioned that you'll be prompted to log in if you're using these databases from off campus. You should be able to just read the login instructions and log in fairly easily. One thing you can do before you search is select full text. This allows you to find results that you'll have access to instead of just finding like a little teaser of like, this is an article, but you can't actually access it through ProQuest. You'll only pull up search results that you can actually read in their entirety. Peer-reviewed, if you select that, you'll only get scholarly peer-reviewed journal articles. You won't get magazine articles and other things that might show up in here, but that aren't maybe as useful. So select those to narrow down your search results. And then you can put in the title of the work you're writing about. You can put in a keyword. You can put in a few keywords. You can put in the author's name. I mean, however you would Google a literary work, essentially, to find secondary sources about it, you can kind of use that same philosophy here. So I'm going to put in the title of the sonnet. I'm going to put in Shakespeare, the name of the author, and then Sonnet 20, and we'll just see what comes up. Okay, so you'll see the first search result is a journal article. It appears in the Journal of Modern Literature. It's about the modernist middlebrow sonnet and E.E. Cummings, but it does refer to Shakespeare's Sonnet 20. So this might be something that's usable. I mean, you could take a look at it. You could, well, PDFs are probably nicer looking. You can get it as a non-PDF, but my internet isn't the fastest, so this is taking a while to load. Oh my goodness. Anyway, this is kind of what it looks like. You can peruse it. You can check it out, see if it seems like something that would be interesting. Shakespeare's half-footed gender prosody in Sonnet 20. This is an article that's in the Explicator. The Explicator is kind of a relatively easy to understand journal. The journal articles in it tend to be easier to understand than in other journals. Was Shakespeare gay? Sonnet 20 and the Politics of Pedagogy. So you'll see there are all kinds of articles that are coming up here that are, they appear in academic journals like College Literature or the Explicator. These aren't just like random people's blog posts or something like that. Not that blog posts can't be good, but you know, often they're not as scholarly as things that you would find that are published in journals. Anyway, these are academic journal articles. You can see authors are listed. So that's kind of how this database works. Let's see. I'm going to show you how to use Academic Search Complete, and you'll see, I think, why I don't quite think it works. I don't think it works quite as well as ProQuest. Oh my goodness. I'm going to have to reset my router. My internet is starting to slow down. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing here that I did in ProQuest and select full text and peer reviewed. And then I'm going to type in here the same thing. So what did I put in before? Shakespeare, Sonnet 20. And you'll see we'll get some stuff. We might even get some of the same stuff. There's some overlap here. Yep, like we saw this one before. Oh, only one search result here. So that might be a signal to us that we need to vary our search terms, or just that perhaps Academic Search Complete doesn't work quite as well as ProQuest for this type of research. You could also try some keywords from the title of the work. No, I did not mean Shakespeare Sonnet 130. Anyway, I could put in Master, Mistress, Sonnet. Those are some words from the beginning of the poem. We'll see what comes up there. Not a lot. So you may find that ProQuest works better for this type of research. As you can see here, we're not pulling up a lot. There is stuff in this database that you'll be able to access about literature, but maybe ProQuest will work better. But now you know how ProQuest and Academic Search Complete work. They kind of look the same and they sort of work the same. The other one that I'm going to show you, Granger's World of Poetry, is a little bit different. You can find poems, like primary sources, in this database. I mean, it would be weird if you couldn't find poems and it was called Granger's World of Poetry, but you can actually find poems to read, but you can also find literary criticism about poems. And so here's the way I'd recommend going about doing that. So I'm going to put in Sonnet 20 here, and then click Go. And you'll see a whole bunch of stuff comes up, and I'm going to scroll down until I see, because there are a lot of sonnets called Sonnet 20, you know, because the sonnet is a common form. I'm going to scroll down here until I get to Sonnet 20 by William Shakespeare. See that? And then I'm going to click this. I guess I'm tapping it, not clicking it. And then, this is really buried, but do you see over here this little list of things? See the little eyeglasses that say, it says criticism next to it? Select that. Haha! So, two things come up. 16th century lyric poetry and the sins of the sonnets. So those are pieces of literary criticism about this sonnet. It took a few steps to get there, and I don't know that it's super intuitive and that you would just know how to do that on your own, which is why I'm showing it to you, but you'll see The Sins of the Sonnets is available here. It's by William Logan, and you can read that, and there it is. So those are the three databases I'd recommend for this class. I mean, you can also try to use just the library catalog, but you won't find results that are as good. So hopefully that helped. I know a lot of students struggle with, first of all, even locating the databases, and secondly, trying to figure out how to use them. So if you have any questions about them or you run into any trouble, please let me know, but I'm hoping that this helped you all out.